Hey. We back in the building. Facts over feelings. We here. We locked, cocked, and ready to rock. We tapped in, baby. Locked, cocked, and ready to rock. How you guys been, man? Hope all is well. Don't forget, I haven't said this in a while. We are on the road to 1K subs. Right? 1K subs. If you guys don't mind, do me the honor, please. Like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend. Tap in. Facts over feelings is where it's at, baby. We here. All right. I need your assistance. I need your help. Right? To get over that one hump. 1K subs. That's the first. The first of many. You feel me? Consistency is the key. So, we're going to keep these uploads. We're going to keep, all ready. Okay? The clips are going to be ready. That's a fact, though. All right? But we here. We lock cocked. We had to tap in tonight. We had to tap in. Right? Everybody, I'm sure has heard about it by now. It's done. The sentence has been handed down. Oh, first, hold on. Before I even forget, my bad. The tea is hot. And the cigar is on deck. This is the new bad boy, too. This one's supposed to be something official tissue, right? This is a bold Maduro body. Those who know, they know. All right? But yeah, we had to tap in tonight because it went down. A lot of emotions all over the place. A lot of people feel away. Some people a bit more, don't feel as, upset about the sentence that has been handed down. But your boy got the news. He got the news of his fate. Okay? And I'm sure you all know who I'm talking about. Your boy, the D, the I, the D, the D, the Y, the D, the I, the D. That's Diddy, right? Diddy got the news, man. He got the news. People are in their feelings. They're in their emotions. Some of it, I believe, is just, just a way for them to garner more attention. Most people are not really that tapped in as it relates to, all that transpired with that case, But the sentence has been handed down, right? By Judge Arun Sub Ram Enran. Wow. You know where he's from. Asia Minor. I'll leave it there. Okay? Asia Minor. Okay? But the judge handed down a sentence. Everybody was speculating how much time he was going to actually get. Some people thought he was going to get 10 years. They knew he wasn't going to get life because the charges that would lead to a life imprisonment, those were knocked out, right? So the conversation was how much time will he actually get based off of the things that he was actually charged and convicted of, right? He wasn't going to walk out of it scot-free. Everybody knew that. Okay, that was after all of that fanfare, he couldn't walk out the court scot-free with no blemishes. They had to hit him with something, right? They had to hit him with something, and they gave him a 50 nugget, right? And I don't mean 50 years, 50 months. Okay. Hey, is that a win? Is that a loss? That's the perspective conversation, right? Depends on what side you see it on. Okay. But the consensus of a few content creators, especially on Twitter, and we know what side they're coming from for the most part anyway. They're taking this as a loss. They're upset. They wanted him to go down for 10 years, right? For facilitating for facilitating sexual activity between grown adults. That's the 50 piece. I mean, that's a 10-year piece. I wouldn't think so. Now, let me say this at the very outset. Let me preface everything I'm about to say from henceforth with this first, right? Pardon me. People have to like develop the ability to understand what type of conversation they're actually having, right? It's okay to have, as it relates to this situation, it's okay to have a conversation that's rooted in ethics, right? Morals, values, and ethics, and not in place of, but at the same time, you must run concurrent with the ethics conversation. If you feel that way, you have to also run a legal conversation also at the same time. They must run concurrently. They must run at the same time. Okay? Pardon me. Hold on one second, because my hands is looking like I've been in the field all day. Because I have. There you go. We're putting in work over here. But those two themes must run concurrently. Okay? So, am I a supporter of the activities that they were purported to engage in as grown adults, right? Because there were no children being harmed here. That's a good thing. If there was, there's no way to actually co-sign or find a way to co-sign anything. You just have to go. But there were no children being harmed here. Okay, so these were all grown, consenting adults, right? Now, were they engaging in activities that the average person that has been brought up to have morals, values, and ethics? But they do the same thing? Not at all. Right? So I don't condone those things, right? While at the same time I don't condone that, I also have to run. You got to take the emotions out of it if you can. You have to run at the same time. What is the legal side of it, right? What does the law state, especially as it relates to like New York City, as it relates to those activities? Are they against the law or not? Right? So, will I do them? Nah, nobody. No way. Right? Are they against the law though? That's a different conversation. You feel me? A different conversation. So, if grown adults are choosing to engage in certain debaucherous activity, that's on them, right? We wouldn't do that. But does he deserve 10 years in prison for that though? If it being a facilitator? I don't think so. Right? So, justice must be blind, even though we know, sometimes she's peeking through that. She's peeking through that, through that, eye covering. Oftentimes she peeks to see who she's, trying to dole out justice to, right? But, as it relates to those charges, no, he doesn't deserve 10 years for that, right? At the same time, he's not going to walk out scot-free. You feel me? So, people are going to have to, in some way, if they can, take the emotions out of the conversation. Most can't. Okay? And it is what it is. I don't try to point fingers or point blame. Everybody's at different points in their life, you feel me? So I get it to a degree. I understand. But the judge gave him a 50 piece. Now, people have been doing some people have been upset. Some people have been trolling, courtesy of 50 Cent. He's been trolling, 50 months, 50 Cent. You get it. It's a prime way or prime point to go and troll. Makes sense. I get it. You know what I mean? But now here's the question though, right? So he got his 50 months. He also has, which is 4 years. Essentially that's 4 years, right? He also is going to get time served. And he's been in jail for a year, right? So essentially he's going to spend at the most 3 years in there, at the most 3. You feel me? So more than likely he's going to get out of jail if he stays the full 3, if that even happens. right? Because he doesn't have a prior record. People can use, his lawyers can use that to his favor, that he doesn't have a prior record, to give him even less time behind bars. At least it might make him do, home, what's the term? Home imprisonment. So at least he's not behind bars. That's what they might make him do, or that's what they might try to shoot for with the judges or with the judge. But they're within their right to do that as lawyers. They got to present whatever they have to present for their client. I get it. All right. So, but at the most, he's going to spend 3 years. So that means if he does spend the full 3, he's going to be out in 2028. Well, now the question is though, when he comes out, is he going to just fall to the wayside? Right? Is he going to be forgotten about? Will he be forgotten to the halls of time? I don't know. What you think? His name has been dragged through the mud for a whole year. Good Lord. People took away the pause and they would say no Diddy. All right. So, he might have to rebrand himself. He's going to rebrand himself. He's known for that, for rebranding himself, right? Puff to Diddy to Love, he's going to keep it going. I get it. Makes sense business-wise. I get it. But will he be influential when he gets out, right? Or will he continue to be of service to people, right? Because the main reason why he actually got popping like that is because he's of service. You know what I mean? So, we'll see what's going to happen with that. But time will tell. I don't know. All right. But I believe you can't keep a true hustler. You can't keep a hustler down. You know what I mean? He was already trying to set up meetings or engagements before he even got out. So, we'll see what's going to happen with that. But a true hustler, you can knock a hustler down, but he will not stay down though. That's the only caveat. You know what I mean? So, he's going to take that route. But we'll see what's going to happen though. All right. But peace to the fam. We're going to end that one right here. All right.